Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my latest thoughts on China relations with the world. Over the past 40 years, China has created a historical record for the rise of a great power. For 40 years, there has been no war or participation in war. And at the same time, there has been no economic crisis or financial crisis, and it has risen successfully. Rise without crisis and rise without war. This is a new record, which the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Japan have not achieved. This is a new phenomenon of political economy and international politics, and its mysterious need to be rediscovered. However, in the eyes of Western media and think tank, China is a threat, and the most malicious speculation is often used to predict China's future. In fact, this is a reflection of the evil in the West. They themselves have done many bad things before, and they think others will do bad things too. In fact, the rise of China represents a new civilization. China presumes win-win cooperation, while the West presumes zero-sum. When confronted with a difference, China is willing to negotiate and resolve them, while the West use cartons and sticks, and war is often the preference of the choice. From this perspective, the rise of China is an innovation and upgrade in the history of great power, which means that the development of a great power no longer repeats the wars, hegemony, colonization, refugees, conflicts, and killings in the history of the West, but peace, cooperation, win-win, stability, and development. This is a contribution of China's rise to human civilization. In terms of international development, China's rise has contributed about 30% to world economic growth for more than 10 consecutive years. The world economy would be worse off without China growth. China has undertaken more than 60% of African infrastructure construction. Made in China promotes the realization of commodity democracy and the shopping freedom in all countries in the world. With the same money, you can buy more and cheaper Chinese goods. Since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, China has exported about half of the ventilators and masks to the world. Now, China is surpassing the United States to become the world's largest consumer market. In the future, it will continue to import $2 trillion of goods every year, which is a power driving force for the sustainable development of the world. For developing countries, China offers a new option for development. In the past, all developing countries could only follow the Washington Consensus, but nearly 80 years after World War II, poor countries are still poor, and few countries have upgraded from low-income country to middle-income country. However, China, as the largest population country, has achieved leapfrog growth through more than 30 years of efforts without replicating the Washington Consensus. Its GDP has increased by 80 times, and it has changed from a low-income country to a middle-income or higher-income country. It is expected that by 2030, it would become a high-income country. To achieve leapfrog growth, many countries in Africa, Latin America, and Asia are rethinking the Chinese model, and some countries are constantly learning from Chinese experience. From the Western world, China's rise is also beneficial. Cheap and good made in China save the average American family $1,000 a year, just like Steve Jobs' Apple innovation. China's technological innovation put pressure on the West to break monopoly and promote fast social development. China has joined most of the international treaty and international organization established after World War II. And it is the biggest force to defending the international order, rather than withdrawing as easily as President Trump did. Western discourse creates fear of China, believing that China would replace Western hegemony. But it is actually a fear of a country that will no longer obey their orders, so that it can no longer do whatever it wants. This worry is arrogant and selfish. The West cannot dominate the world forever. Every country has independent rights. The West fears that mainland China will forcefully unify Taiwan. I would like to say that Taiwan is a part of China, and more than 180 countries in the world have established diplomatic relations with mainland China, all of which recognize this. Mainland China has been working hard to resolve the issues of reunification peacefully with utmost patience. Now, I think it is the United States that is provoking, exporting arms to Taiwan and balancing offshore. If there's no U.S. intervention, I'm confident that China can achieve peaceful reunification. Some West media also spread rumors. Why does China military spending increase so fast every year? Because you must believe that the U.S. military expenditure is 3 times that of China. From NATO's bombing of the Chinese embassy in Yugoslavia in 1999, to the U.S. military plane hitting Chinese fighter jet in the South China Sea in 2001. The U.S. aircraft carrier often travels through the Taiwan Strait, and the technological blockade recent years. The reality is that the U.S. is threatening China. Isn't China still allowed to improve its defense capacity? A basic factor is that all the frictions between China and the United States in the past were provoked by the United States first, and China was only a late mover. Let us think about it calmly. Military friction, trade wars, technological suppression, Huawei or Menwanzhou or Xinjiang, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Which one is not the United States provoking first? So all in all, I think a rising China is beneficial to the world. The stronger China is, the less the US will dare to provoke China, and the more stable China-US relations will be. And the stronger China is, the more peaceful and development the world will be. So my conclusion is that trust China. This is what I want to share with you. Thank you.